Welcome back to the Broad Street Sports Podcast featuring Zachary Chaby, and today I'm going to be giving you a recap of the four nations that has been happening over the past couple of days, give you a recap of that, give you a recap of the NBA, the All-Star break over this weekend, just my overall thoughts. And then tonight we got the Final Four at the Palestra. We got Father Judge versus St. Joe's Prep, and we got Devon Prep versus Roman Catholic. So kicking it off with the NHL. This has been a recap so far of the four nations that started last Wednesday. We started off with a great game between Canada and Sweden that ended with a overtime winner 4-3. Overall, this game was great. It just showed amazing intensity throughout. It's like the intensity and the aggressiveness of these players started from puck drop. It was great to see, and it's great for the NHL to do something like this, and it just shows that like they're putting more initiative into the sport, and they're caring more about the players, less about the revenue, and I love that when it comes to sports. So it was a great sign. Then on the following night, USA just destroyed Finland 6-1. USA has looked like the best team in my opinion overall in this tournament, and it shows that even though they don't have the best players, they still have guys who are very talented all throughout. They got the Kachuk brothers. All throughout, this team is great, and it's shown throughout because their defense is great. Their offensive game is one of the best, and they just show intensity throughout. So, and then Saturday's game between Finland and Sweden ended in an overtime thriller with Finland taking the win. And then following it up, we had the matchup of the century between USA and Canada that night. It started off with 3 fights in 10 seconds. It was the two Kachuk brothers, and then I believe it was JT Miller against a guy that I can't think of off the top of my head of Canada. But after those fights, the fights actually started because during the national anthem, Canada fans were booing because the game was in Ontario. Now the championship tomorrow will be in Boston, so it should be interesting to see what fans do when they get to the O Canada. We'll see, though. But overall, USA took that personally. They were the aggressors throughout, and it showed with getting a huge 3-1 win and pretty much asserting their dominance over Canada. Let's see if they can go for another win tomorrow night for the championship because they still have the overall best record at 2-0-1 with an overtime loss against Sweden. But overall, it was a great win for them and shows why they're the most aggressive team and what makes them the best team in my opinion. So moving on to the Monday night games, we had Canada getting a win back against Finland, which put them in the championship game. Canada just played great throughout. Their aggressiveness was really shown, and they wanted to win the game. They knew they needed to win the game, and they have such a stacked roster when it goes down. You got guys like Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, the list goes on and on. These guys are just great and have been great for years. But they got a matchup ahead of them against Team USA in the championship tomorrow. And then the aforementioned USA did lose to Sweden. Flyers goalie Samuel Ersson stopped 32 of 33 shots. He was locked down, and most of the reason Sweden won in overtime. But overall, just looking at it, now that we're going to the championship game, this is a great idea by the NHL. Gary Bettman and his staff did a phenomenal job on what they've done at this point, and I'm really excited for this to continue because it's shown that these players really care because they want to represent their nation well and their country well, and it's really been shown. Now, before we get to the preview this week, these were the final standings of the four nations pending the championship game tomorrow night. USA is currently sitting at 2-0-1 with 6 points. Canada is 1-1-0-1 with 5 points. Sweden finished with 1-0-2 points, and then with 5 points, and then Finland finished 0-1-0-2 with 2 points. So overall, it was a great overall. Sweden and Finland, they just didn't have the star power that USA and Canada has, and I feel like that's the ultimate reason they really didn't win. But really, other than that, like I said, great idea by the NHL, and I'm really excited for it to continue because I know viewership will go up. I saw a thing. The viewership in Saturday's game alone was more than 6 out of the last 7 Stanley Cup Finals, which is absolutely insane. But it makes sense. These people watch, and they want to watch things that are interesting. And 3 fights in 10 seconds is very interesting in my opinion. It's something people want to watch. Like, if you got to be honest with me, I think that the NHL, they know what they're doing right now, and these other leagues that have the All-Star breaks, the Pro Bowls, whatever you want to call it, they need to take notes because the NHL is showing everyone up, and it's great to see. But previewing the championship game itself, overall, It's Canada and USA. You know what you're going to get out of it. It's in TD Garden this time. It's not in Ontario, so USA is the home team. But overall, I expect more of the same for USA. I feel like they're going to be aggressive throughout. They don't have Charlie McAvoy, but I believe they're trying to get Quinn Hughes to replace him, which I think is a great replacement. But overall, Canada is just going to have their stars show up. To be honest with you, I just think if Canada's stars don't show up, it's going to be hard for them to win this game because USA is going to be aggressive again. The Kachuk brothers are going to try to get into another fight. So, but overall, in my opinion, I think this game will be great. I do have USA winning, though. I just think their aggressiveness and hunt for the puck will ultimately win in this game, and I think it's definitely going to be a good matchup, and hopefully it's another must-worthy watch like it was on Saturday. So, moving over to the NBA, they had their All-Star break over the weekend. It consisted of the three-point dunk contest, skills challenge. The three-point contest was won by Tyler Hero. Buddy Hield put up a great performance in the first round, but only put up 23 in the second round, and Tyler Hero won with 24 points. Then the dunk contest, once again, was carried by Mac McClung. He jumped over a car in his first dunk. The only person who was competing with him was Stephon Castle. Really, other than that, Andre Jackson and Matanis Buzelis really didn't put up much of a fight, but overall, those mini games on Saturday night really find no interest in me. And like I said, most people were probably watching the Four Nations anyway, so... But moving into NBA All-Star Game Sunday, they changed it up this year. They had four celebrities pick teams. Team Kenny consisted of the young stars, guys who are either in their first or second year. So, and then you had Team Chuck's Global Stars. This pretty much consisted of guys who are all over the map, like Wembanyama, Nikola Jokic, Trae Young, all these guys who are not from the U.S. played in that team. And then you had Team Kansas Teens, the Rising Stars. These guys, I believe, weren't in the league. The Young Stars, I don't think were in the league yet. The Rising Stars are either in their first or second year. And then you had Team Shaq's OGs. This is guys like Curry, Jason Tatum, all those type of guys playing. But overall, the team that got the win were Shaq's OGs, 41-25. Each game was played to 40 points, and Curry showed up throughout. And the bigger thing I want to talk about is, I just mentioned NHL, how they're doing great with what they're doing. I understand the NBA changed it up this year because it was so bad the year before with the All-Star because players really didn't try. Even with the change, I'm still not happy with what the NBA is doing. I understand at this point it's a money thing. But at the same time, though, how much longer are you going to keep it a money thing? Because you're just going to start losing viewership, like more and more viewership, not only during the All-Star break, but I feel like in the regular season. I get the playoffs are great to watch and all, but at this point, the playoffs have been kind of average this point, and I'm usually a guy who likes to watch a lot of basketball. I just have found no interest in it whatsoever this year. I just feel like it's tough to watch. These players really don't give a crap. I feel like anymore it's all about the money for them, and I feel like the NBA is just going to continue to have viewership go down and down unless they do something about it. I don't really expect something to do about it. I know Adam Silver's trying and all, but at the same time, no, these players really don't give a crap. It's all about the money for them. They only care about their sponsorships and all about that, especially a player like LeBron James. I understand you don't want to play in the All-Star game. I have no problem with that, but not even letting anyone know that you're not playing until an hour ahead, I feel like is kind of a bitch move in my opinion. He could have let someone know, but it just shows that he thinks he's above everyone else. Not really. I'll be honest with you. I really don't like him whatsoever. I feel like he's very much of a drama queen in my opinion, and he makes it all about himself. But when you're that big in this world, you think you have a massive ego. So that's pretty much how I feel about that. But overall, I know the NBA is not going to change anything. But I have seen a lot of suggestions, and I would take this, a 1v1 tournament, like 32 guys just matching up. You have a certain amount of points for each round, and then the winner. I would watch that in my opinion. I feel like that'd be more interesting than what they're putting out on the floor right now. But at this point, what NHL has done this weekend, it's going to be hard for NBA to think of an idea that tops this. So, but wrapping it up, tonight at the Palestra, we have the Final Four for PCL Basketball. We got... At 6 o'clock, we got the reigning champions, Roman Catholic against Devon Prep in the 2-3 matchup. And then 8 p.m., we got Father Judge against St. Joe's Prep in the 1-4 matchup. I'm really excited to watch these games. You'll be able to find them all over streaming services. Hopefully Judge can take it out on top and get to the championship this year against Rome, against Devon Prep. I don't really know who's going to win at this point, but I hope you guys enjoyed watching that tonight. But other than that, that's going to wrap up today's show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the games tonight.